Welcome and thank you for your interest in the payment processing industry. My name is Adam Neese. This is Josh Jameson and Daniel Ridley. We all work together. Company is called Rate Tracker, and if you're watching this video, it's because you expressed some interest in the payments industry, and we wanted to take some time to put together like a basic overview, kind of like off-the-cuff video that explains what the opportunity entails, the major players in the industry, and the different X's and O's of what we do, and then also kind of to set the expectations of what a successful sales career would look like. So before we get started on that, let's give you a little introduction. Daniel, why don't you take us away?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Daniel. I originally started out as a bartender. That's how I came over to the US, first generation immigrant. Got into sales, gone from like entry level, account executive out in the field prospecting, kissing babies and shaking hands, to now being sales director and running a team of successful agents, earning six figures in the industry and loving it.
Cool.
Yep. Again, Josh Jameson. I have a storied past. I've been in sales for about 20 years now. I used to own a restaurant. I had a restaurant going for about 7 or 8 years, so I understand what it's like to sit on the business operator, business owner side of the table as well. So that's helped me gain instant credibility when I meet with business owners. Like Daniel, I'm now making six figures in residual income, which is a pretty awesome thing.
It is, yes. Residual is the eighth wonder of the world. And my name is Adam Neese. I own a company called Rate Tracker. We have a unique offer in the payments industry, and it's mostly geared around accountability and integrity. If you're new to the industry, you might be unaware of the different players and how things work. And we built software that unique to us, and it resonates very well with potential clients and referral partners. And so I've been in the industry for almost a decade. Started selling for a company. I was there for 5 years, and then built my own payments company. Daniel and Josh, aka Jumbo, they are both sales directors, and they have their team of producing 1099 account executives. And if you join our company, you would work directly with one of them, depending on your skill sets and what niches you want to target. I think that this industry is super important. I'm going to go into now like a basic description of what it is, and why it's important, and why like different players and how it all works. So every time you use a credit card, if you go to a movie theater or a restaurant, the grocery store, whatever, you buy something online, there is a company that authorizes and funds the transaction. Another word for that would be processes, right? They process the transaction. And it's so interesting how such a simple thing is so important for millions of small businesses across the entire United States. That's our target market. We work primarily in the US. We have some Canadian merchants and European clients as well, but that's not our main focus. Now, I've always said this, it's an interesting thought. Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express, the card brands, they are extremely powerful entities. They could freeze commerce if they wanted to. So the world kind of lives and breathes in the payments world, and it's mostly invisible to the average consumer. Like before I got started in this industry, I had no clue that there was this like behind the scenes company that would take my transaction and authorize it and then fund it to the business's bank account. Now a decade later, I realize that it's the foundation of almost the main parts of society. So what else would you say? Why is payments important, or what do you guys have to add to that?
Yeah, I'd say it's just like being a millennial. I haven't carried cash around in my wallet for months. I use my credit card or debit card for everything. Get my perks, play the system, travel miles, hotel stays, that kind of fun and stuff, just leveraging it because I'm spending the money anyway. May as well get a return for it too. So, and I would say that we're moving towards a cashless society. So the industry is going to become more and more important as we go.
Agreed.
Yeah, going back to my days of running a restaurant, pre-COVID, I would say maybe 60% of our sales were credit card. Post-COVID, and as we meet with more merchants, they're telling us 80, 85, 90% of their sales is coming by way of plastic, whether that be a credit card or debit card. So it's really the lifeblood of any business anymore, is the ability to take a payment, whether that's on a computer, via a terminal on a desk or through a point of sale system. It really is the lifeblood of a business, so they can have money to operate.
Yeah, it's super convenient. And like what you guys kind of both said is that, the industry is growing, right? So, every year more people are using credit cards, and that means more opportunity, right? So the way the business model works is there is a margin that's generated on each credit card transaction. And keeping it simple, I don't want to go into the weeds right now, but we have training and everything for those types of things and those pricing and conversation and stuff like that. It's, more and more people use it. Cash is not really convenient. There's a lot of businesses that don't even accept cash anymore because they just realize, like through COVID, like how much better and efficient it is to accept only plastic. It cuts down for them on, people stealing from them, like their employees. It's easier for the consumer, and it's much more trackable. And then, money is dirty, like physical coins and the actual like dollar bills. Like some people just don't want to touch it. So, whatever, if they don't want to take it, that's fine. It's great for us because that just means more transactions to process. I want to talk now a little bit about like the large players and like the kind of the framework of the industry. So you have your processors, you have acquiring banks, you have ISOs, which is essentially what we are as a sales organization, and then independent agents. Who else? Card brands? Yeah.
Card brands is part of the network.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. Yeah. And so what you would be if you worked with us is an independent agent. So this is an opportunity for a 1099 position. It's uncapped potential in terms of like there's no limit on how much money you make. The way that the industry works is probably 95% of your income is residual, and it takes time to build that residual. But once you have it, like we've been working together for 2 years. Both of these guys make over 6 figures because they rolled their sleeves up, applied the trainings and the teachings, and they did the work. And now they're teaching their teams to do that same thing. And it's really cool to see that happen and watch everyone's residuals grow every month. The cool thing about earning a residual is that there are companies and people that want to buy portfolios. In fact, I'm one of those people. So like say you wanted to build up a nice residual, you could sell it back to the company and get a lump sum buyout over time. That's an option as well. Some people like to do that. Some people don't want to do that. They want to hold on to their residual. Completely up to you. This is not passive income. I want to say that. There's a lot of people that market this opportunity as like it's passive income. It's not. It's residual income, which it comes, as long as your clients are happy and taken care of, which that's a combination of implementing the right solution for their business, helping them get onboarded, and then supporting them after the sale. Like I mentioned, I've been in this industry for almost a decade. I have clients that are still paying me residually every month because I've taken care of them and given them great customer service. And so, this opportunity is like, it's for a unique type of person that can handle prospecting, sales, servicing, and basically getting over we call it the first 100 accounts, getting your first 100 clients so that you can operate on kind of like a referral relationship. Because here's the thing, small business, most that's who we target. Our average client processes about $450,000 per year on credit cards. And small business owners talk, and they a lot of them make decisions based on a very simple concept. We call it trusted expert. So are you a good person that takes care of your people, and do you know what you're talking about? We can't help you with the first part. You're either a good person or you're not. I mean, we laugh about it. It's true, though. There's a lot of bad players in our space, as is true with any industry. But if you're a good person and you know what you're doing, which that's where we come in, and that's where our training comes in, our team. These guys run their teams like champions, and also back-end support. But here's the thing, you're not going to learn anything that's fully in context and fully applicable if you don't have the experience to go along with it. So like we always say, the best thing to do is to learn from experience instead of like trying to learn everything in our training. Yes, everything is there, it's readily available, there's tons of resources, but the idea when you get started is to fill up your calendar with opportunities and let these guys help you close them down. You guys want to add to that at all?
No, I just mentioned real quick about how Adam mentioned it's not a passive income stream. Case in point, last Saturday, I got a call about 3 o'clock. I had a client who was having an event that evening, and his payment terminal just stopped connecting to the internet. So I drove almost 50 minutes downtown Cleveland, Ohio, and spent the better part of a late Saturday afternoon working with this merchant to get them back up and running. A lot of times it can be on the internet side, and unfortunately fortunately that's what this was. But also what I did then is leverage that to see who else he knows that can want a conversation with us. Turns out he also owns a convenience store, and he's going to get that signed up with us. So yes, I know it wasn't ideal that I had to leave my family and go out on a Saturday afternoon and help this merchant out, but I'm going to leverage that for more business. But to Adam's point, this industry is just not passive. Do I get those calls every weekend? Absolutely not. But when that call does come in, you do have to be able to be the one to go service them.
Yeah, and not only did you keep the client, but you also you know how to leverage it to get more business, and
Yep.
that guy will be with you forever because you helped him on a Saturday.
Yep.
And it's like payments is the lifeblood of the business, right? If that guy can't take credit cards, even if it's an internet issue and not our problem, but we can still show up and try to help. That's awesome.
Yeah, they just further validated you as his expert because it was an unrelated issue and he called you because he needed help.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
means that he's going to stay with you for a long time.
Yep.
Like it's not passive. It's the hardest 5-figure job there is, but the easiest 6-figure income you'll ever make.
Yep, and like the cool thing is see the compensation plan and the way we built the structure of how we pay our people. It's all based on taking care of the merchant, right? The client, the small business owner that takes credit cards. So residuals are paid perpetually, right? So when you bring on a client, you get paid on that account forever and ever unless there's some sort of like legal issue, which we have agreements in place and do everything structured the right way. But like that's a beautiful thing. I joked earlier and said that residual income is the 8th wonder of the world. It really is. I mean, this is a 1099 position, so the opportunity is endless, and we want to pay you a ton of money. Yes, you will have things to do on weekends like that occasionally, but that's really just an opportunity, like Jumbo said, to stand out and be that person's validated, trusted expert, as Daniel mentioned. And then the cool thing is, when that person ever thinks payment processing, they'll think of Josh, aka Jumbo, and that's powerful because do you know what that account pays you every month in commission?
Right now it's a new bar, so about $100 a month.
Okay, so a little bit smaller than the average client, but that's $100 a month that it required 3 hours of your time maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So if you earn $1,200 a year right now as they ramp up, like you made $400 an hour on Saturday. That's pretty good.
Yep.
So there's more to it than that. It's not but there's also times where if Jumbo wanted to take time off, he's still going to be making money while he's on vacation because he built that residual. It's a beautiful thing. So I think now we should talk about, because everybody wants to earn residual income. I mean, it's really, it might sound like a bigger number than it is, but to earn $1 million a year in merchant services is a lot simpler than people think. It just requires hard work, smart work, time, consistency, and correct guidance from the team that backs you. But before we get into that, because I don't want to, this is not some get rich quick thing, and if you're the kind of person looking for that, I suggest you just turn this video off right now, because this isn't for you. This is a grind. Usually the first year, most people don't make a ton of money because they start from scratch. They're learning. They don't have the referral channels and the businesses calling them to get set up. They have to cold call. They have to network. They're doing the hard work first. And I'm going to touch on that at the end of this segment. But let's talk about like prospecting efforts and sales and then servicing. We kind of talked about servicing, but I want to hear like what do you teach your team in terms of prospecting so that they can get their pipeline built up?
Knocking on doors. So we're averaging around 25 doors a day, results in 1 appointment, and I would say 1 in 4 appointments typically closes if you bring a sales director on. The closing percentage is normally a little bit lower if you don't have a sales director involved, just because they're the trusted expert. We've been in the trenches. We've done a lot of mids together. So it's just doing daily activities. Don't get lazy, and leverage the resources that we have. We have some people who don't close as many deals as they want to, and that's just because they don't follow our procedure and the way that we've structured things to make sure that they get as successful as they want to be. We have a personal income plan, so that's all tied to the activities for prospecting, door knocking, posting on Facebook, leveraging other social medias, and consulting a sphere of influence like business coaches, consultants, your CPA, your bookkeeper. They all have relationships with businesses, so we teach you how to go after those relationships and provide additional value besides just closing the deal.
Nice, well said. So what I heard is that it's like 1 out of every 100 door knocks results in a client,
Yeah.
right? And so you can take that information and know that if you knock on 100 doors a week and say the right things, and obviously that's stuff that we train for, but that means you can get 1 new client a week, and if you do that for a year, that's you'd be somewhere close to around $10,000 a month based on the current numbers and average size client and commission splits. What do you think about all that prospecting?
Yeah, just to add, I mean, Daniel did a really nice job covering a lot. I've done a really nice job leveraging my network and finding strategic referral partners that basically will walk me into the door, walk me right to the decision maker, and then that's when our sales take over, and having really nice business level conversations with the people that make the decision. That's what's really helped me. So in addition to everything that Daniel said, definitely we will help you find those centers of influence, different networking groups, just like Daniel said, other businesses that provide services to businesses, and if they've already have the trust of that potential client of yours, then that's somebody that will help you win that business.
Nice. And to kind of translate what they're both saying, like even simpler, is that 99% of your success is going to be geared on and related to your ability to generate opportunities. So lead generation is literally everything in this space. Yes, there's a lot to learn, but I can assure you that if you have a full pipeline and appointments set and let these guys run it, then you will feel so excited knowing what you're building for yourself and your family. And that is what we look for. When we bring somebody new on, is can they set quality appointments with decision makers that can make a business decision about their payment processing, their point of sale system, their e-commerce integrations, all that stuff. And if you can do that up front and learn really quickly in the first 60, 90 days, you'll have a solid foundation and team to support you so that you can go create whatever residual income you want to earn. Daniel mentioned a personal income plan that we do. So we do that for our people so that they can see if they want to make $20,000 a month, then what we do is we work backwards. We look at closing percentage, appointment rates, the average revenue residual, if you will, per client, and then take it all the way backwards to sales activity, right? So how many doors a day do you need to knock? How many appointments do you need to set? Those kinds of things. There's other ways to get business, as we mentioned. Warm markets are great. If you have a solid network, great. That's a great start. You will not get rich on your own network, trust me. It takes time and cultivation. You might have 100 people that you know that own businesses that take credit cards, and depending on the scenario, we might be able to sign up a bunch of them together, but ultimately your success is going to be dictated on your ability to prospect and keep generating new leads and continuously adding to your pipeline. That is what this position is all about. There's really nothing more, nothing less. It's your ability to generate leads, which we obviously help with, and because we want you to be successful. So to kind of wrap it up here, I want to talk about the power of residual, because if you have a residual that you earn every month, it can take you through and carry you through the bad times. Like right now, the economy is kind of struggling, so there's a lot of people that are looking for other ways to supplement their monthly income. In fact, we had a few people this past week that reached out because the solar business isn't doing well for them, and they need to create some sort of additional revenue stream. And when you have this and you take care of your people, it is a beautiful thing. It creates freedom. It represents the American dream. And all of us sitting here are fired up about that concept. We help our team every day. We help everybody grow. We protect our clients. We work with referral partners. And we do a lot of things differently than the majority of the industry. And I would say that in the next 10 to 15 years, the futuristic outlook that we have on the industry is very strong. A lot of people have talked about crypto and blockchain technologies and digital central currencies, whatever. I mean, I think that there's going to be other players that jump into this space, but the industry is expanding so rapidly and there is opportunity everywhere that, we think in the next 10 to 15 years, the industry will continue to grow, and it's a great time to get involved. If and only if you're willing to do the work, right? We can't really emphasize or talk about prospecting and lead gen enough, but it really is something that if you can grasp it and do the work consistently over time, you'll be able to build a 6-figure residual just like these guys. And if you really want to work hard and focus for say 5 to 7, maybe 10 years, you could create a 7-figure annual residual, right? $83,333.33 a month. That's what a 7-figure annual residual looks like, and that's a lot of money. So that being said, I mean, is there anything else you guys would add? Do you think we're reaching the end here?
No, I mean, it's an exciting opportunity. We're an exciting company. We have a lot of things going on that will be released in the future, but no, we come to work, we grind every day, and we would help you do the same. So.
Sweet. Thanks for watching. If you're interested and you want to hear more information, send a message, email, call whoever the person that sent you this video, and we'll speak with you soon. Thank you.